Hello, Scott Warner, Melodic Insights. I just got off of work, but I'm really happy, excited to share with you what I got in the mail. That probably was really annoying when the camera's moving, isn't it? Hey, Scott Warner here, and I got some great news to show you. I just got the complete Chopin edition 17 CD set on freaking Amazon, and this costs like $700-800 brand new, but I got it for like 60-70 bucks because it's a little used. Who cares? The CDs look pristine. All right, 17 CD set. Now this is the original one. There's another one out there with I think his name is Raphael Balitz. I can't say his last name, but anyway, you'll know he's a famous pianist now because he won the Chopin Polish competition. Okay, in Poland. Okay, I think just the recent one, which I think is 2015. Anyway, because he's on the new set, but this is the original 15 set published in Germany originally. Okay, we got the German tag right there. Okay, I'm really excited to get this because I've listened to this whole CD already, or all these CDs, 17 CDs. Okay, first off, what it comes with is a nice little book right here. Okay, The Man and His Music. Okay, so if you want to learn some history about Chopin, you know what I mean? Like for example, okay, like when did he write? Like in 1840, what was he doing? Well, okay, actually I can't read that because this is in 3 different languages. It's got Germany, Italian, and maybe France. I don't know. Okay, but yeah. Oh wow, so he wrote Polonaise in 1843, right? Maybe you didn't know that. Okay. There's some cool stuff, like some cool photos, some cool photos in here. Okay, his book, maybe some of the areas where he lived. Well, that's Paris, actually. But back in his day, here's his Bercuos. I might be saying that wrong, but that is a wonderful piece. Some original transcripts. So, I mean, just some cool little history book, you could go through, where is it? Between 1839 and 1846, Chopin mostly spent his summer here at George Sand's country home. So, if you never knew what her country home looked like, there you go. Right? Beautiful. Okay, so obviously you get some cool history about it, and I was actually trying to show you one of his friends here because he always deserves a shout out. And okay, oh wow, is it Chopin's Last Piano. This instrument by Pleyel was used by Chopin from 1847 until his death. Look at that freaking sick piano. Notice how they sit on like a little tiny stool. And I'm sorry, oh, you probably didn't, there we go. That might fix the shadow. Pretty awesome, huh? Okay, let's see what else. Oh, look at like his hand. He had little hands. Look how small his pinky, But you could learn with any hands, right? It's all about the dedication. The dedication. So anyway, I guess I just can't find it. I was just open to it. It's actually showing Franz Liszt in here. I always got to show Franz Liszt, okay? Because they were friends. They played together they had appearances together. As I just learned from this book. Okay, well, let me go on to some of the... Okay, what I like about... Now, see, a lot of people upload this Chopin music to the internet and stuff, but it's like, they haven't uploaded these CDs. These CDs are so unique. Trust me, I haven't heard them... Okay, I'm going to stop going through this book. I have not heard these versions. You can't get them anywhere else. You have to get them from this book. So unless you download it illegally, which, by the way, is really, really hard to do for something this rare, okay? I'm not going to lie, I was able to get it. That's how I've listened to this before. But I said, I'm going to buy this thing because I want the original, because those files, the formats, I mean, if you're a computer nerd, I mean, the files are it's a different format. It's like a monkey audio. So it's really like all the CDs are all on one track. So it's like you literally have to go through, it's like one audio track for the whole CD. So it's like the songs aren't separate, you know what I mean? So it's like, annoying. You can't just like skip ahead to a certain song unless you go and literally edit it out, which I did before. And then I was like, I ain't going to do that again. You know what I mean? So I'm going to open up this monster. Maybe I'll just put this down a little bit. I'm going to open up this monster right here. Okay. Bam. Okay, and obviously this little book was, fits right in there. So the first thing we got, okay, I'm going to go through, maybe you guys want to hear super popular stuff. Okay, so, well, the beginning, obviously, we got his piano concertos. Okay, we got all his piano concertos. I don't know if all of these look the same on the front. Nope, they actually, nope, they all have something different. You know what I mean? So this is what this one is showing. So I don't know if that's the Streets of Paris or whatever. I'd have to look at it. Piano concertos work for orchestra. Okay, we got Christian Zimmerman, Claudio Arrau, Stefan Ascanese. I'm probably butchering his name, but Claudio Arrau, he's definitely famous. Zimmerman's definitely famous. The other guy, I'm not sure on, or lady. Stefan, probably a man. Nice CDs. Like, okay, is this pristine? Is this new? I mean, it looks like the guy never listened to the CDs. Got shiny there. I don't really see any blemishes. Maybe minor. You know what I mean? Nope, that went away. So, even comes with a little... Ooh, do not want to drop it, right? Maybe I don't know if you want to see my face or you want to look down there. I don't know. Okay, even comes with a little, you know... Wow, and it comes in all these languages. So it's telling you now, it's more in detail. It's like, okay, concerto for piano and orchestra, number 1 in E minor. Opus 11, and then the other is KK 164 to 177. And then it has it in German. Konzert für Klavier und Orchester. Number 1, I don't know how to say number in German anymore. E moll, that's for minor. Then showing you who's on the piano, you know, the conductor, Christian Zimmerman, and looks like Kirill Kondrashin. I mean, he's from Amsterdam. Okay, that's the Amsterdam Orchestra. So, if you got Zimmerman on here, you're gonna get some good stuff. Okay, Zimmerman is awesome. And then, okay, now we got Claudio Arrau for the second piano concerto. Oh no, this is a rondo. It looks like. So it's actually. Oh, so he's actually playing. Okay, disc 1. Oh yeah, Zimmerman's playing piano concerto number 1, piano concerto number 2. The second one is the Los Angeles Philharmonic for piano concerto number 2 and orchestra. Okay, and then, well, that's disc 1 is just those 2 CDs. I mean, yeah. We got 1, 2. Yeah, and then, okay, disc 2, we got variations on from an opera Don Giovanni. Okay, so it's a variation on a Mozart. So this is the second one. So he was playing, so when Chopin came out, he was paying his tribute, you know, to Mozart, you know, going off of one of his songs, you know. And it's also a version, but anyway, let's see what else. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the piano. Put it so where you can kind of see it, so you can like look. So I could bring this down, right? For your entertainment purposes, for your pleasure, you know what I mean? Or at least you can kind of see. Hey, we're still talking about Chopin here, okay? So those of you tuning in late. Okay, Zimmerman. Oh, cool. And then it actually has a picture. Wow, that's what Zimmerman looked like. So, I mean, this was like, he was young then. I mean, he still looks pretty young, but I mean, he's like 20 there, you know what I'm saying? 20, maybe 30. Because I think this CD actually is like 1974, you know what I'm saying? This is like, he might have only been 16. Shoot, I don't even know how old he is, but he was a master, right? And then it gives you like Chopin's slider works for piano orchestra may not be unalloyed masterpieces, but they hardly deserve the neglect which has generally been their lot. The only one to have approached true popularity, the Andante Spinato and Grande Polonaise, which is an awesome piece, yes, is generally played as a piano solo, followed Chopin's own practice with all his concerted music. Okay, following Chopin's own practice with all his concerted music. Oh, I see, right. So Chopin played a lot of stuff piano solo. Okay, and then it goes into a lot of stuff. Wow, this is really cool. Like, you know what I mean? By the standards of Mozart and Beethoven, who's essentially symphonic conception of the concerto ranks with the great innovations of musical history, Chopin's orchestral works are of peripheral importance. Yet the Mozart and Beethoven concertos were far less representatives of their time than those of the young Pole, meaning Polish, you know, Chopin, who was writing in the fashion of the day, right? And specifically for the audiences of the day, you know. In his youth and well after it, pianist composers of any substance were expected as a matter of course to write for the piano and orchestra, usually variations on popular, you know, operatic themes or folk songs, which would serve, as it were, to advertise their wares, right? Chopin's first work of the kind variation of Lascia darem la mano, something to do with your hand, Opus 2, you know, dates 1827 when he was 17 years old. He performed it with the orchestra at his first concert in Vienna 2 years later on 11 August 1829, and it was one of the works that brought him widespread fame. He gave numerous successful performances of it in many European centers, and it's like they spell centers like, you know, CENTRES. So it's like, I think the London English, you know. So some of these words are like I have to like That's what's taking me a little bit longer to read this. And in 1831, the critic of Leipzig's Allgemeine Musical Zeitung, Robert Schunemann, only then 21, published his famous article on the variations capped on the much-quoted exhortation, "Hats off, gentlemen, a genius," right? So Chopin got great praise, it sounds like. The work consists of an introduction, 5 variations, and a finale. The introduction is largely based on the first bar of the theme taken from Mozart's Don Giovanni, and after a slow start, gives the pianist an opportunity for virtuoso display before the theme proper is heard. Between each variation, an orchestral tutti intervenes as a kind of ritornello. Most of the variations contain elaborate piano writing. The 5th is highly dramatic, while the final transformations, or the finale transformations, I'm not sure, the theme into a brilliant polka. Chopin's Opus 2 may not display the astonishing originality of his later works, but it far outclassed the competition offered by such justly forgotten note spinners as Kalkbrenner, Herz, Pixis, and many others like them. Perhaps it would do the variations justice, in the light of Schumann's accolade, to observe that while they are certainly a work by a genius, they do not themselves add up to a work of genius. Okay. So, anyway, I can keep going on and on. I mean, this is some reading here. Okay, and then it looks like it goes into German now. So it's really not that long. I probably read almost half of it, but then it like goes, okay. That was just the first concerto, though. I mean, they got stuff on all the concertos. Like, okay, what's it? Now they're talking about Claudia Rau, right? Concerto, okay, that's a different language. So I'm already, but see, they go over the artists in this book. You know, you get to learn more about the artists and like specific. You'd be like, well, I can learn all this stuff on Google. Well, yeah, but I mean, this is like giving it to you like straight up, straight to the dome. You know. Okay, so piano concertos. Christian Zimmermann, okay. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. And then this is number 2. Is it Claudio Arau, Stefan Arkanzian, and Christian Zimmermann, just 2. Okay. It says 1960. Holy crap! It's that old? No way. 1986. Okay, that says 1986, and this says 1960. So some of this may have been. Oh, because Claudio Arau, see, he probably played earlier. He is probably from the 1960, because the 1960 / that's track 3, and then 1980 was the track 4. See, in the 1972, shoot, that might be the Claudio Arau, huh? So according to this, it'd be like Claudio Arau 72, but I thought he'd be older. I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna figure that out right now, though. I'll tell you that. So that's CD 1. CD disc 2. Let me show you the picture of this one. This is, maybe I'll just read it like this so you should look at that. Ballade number 1. So, okay, disc 1 is 4 ballades and the fantasy, opus 49. Okay, that's all Christian Zimmermann. Which, if you like Christian Zimmermann, you're going to love the ballade number 1. Actually, all of them. So now I know. See, but here's the trick. He plays ballade number 4 on the internet. You can watch it for free on YouTube, but it's not this version. Okay? It's him playing totally different state. I like how he plays number 4 in this one, right? That's the key. So that you can see my excitement because I know how he plays it, and I actually didn't know it was Zimmermann, so I'm actually happy that it's him. You know what I mean? And it kind of made sense because I do like Zimmermann's version, the one that's on YouTube right now, the one that he's playing in that, in that dome kind of room. Okay, and then we got the 3 extra etudes, the novellos etudes. The funeral march. Well, that's the opus posthumous. And then the 3 exorcies, which I'm so butchering those, you know what I mean? I'll let you just look at those real quick. Christian Zimmermann under that. Yeah, this front camera's not that great. Then here's one of my favorite parts. It's actually in the CD because now we have the etudes. We got all 24 etudes and the barcarolle and the Berceuse. I know I'm so butchering those. I don't even know how to say these words. Barcarolle, okay, Barcarolle, and the Berceuse, Berceuse. All those are played by Pollini, okay? Maurizio Pollini. And that guy knows how to play etudes, okay? And this was he was only 18 at the time. No, that can't be true. I mean, I've just seen so many, I don't know. See, this could have been recorded, a long time ago. I think he won the Chopin competition, so it's dude, that guy knows how to play. If you're winning first place in the competition, you know what you're doing. You know the piano. You know the instrument. Okay, and we got again Pollini. This is okay. Now we got the Polonaises here, and again you got history. Like all these got history. Like you want to know about the piece. You know what I mean? Throughout his life, Chopin extended the technical and expressive possibilities of the piano. That is so true. Okay. Let me go back over here. Okay. We got Maurizio Pollini. Okay. He's playing two Polonaises, Opus 26, two Polonaises, Opus 40. Polonaise, Opus 44, and our most famous Polonaise, Opus 53 in A-flat major. Okay. The Heroic Polonaise. Got him playing that magnificently. The closest person that I like the version is a guy that won the 2015 Chopin competition, which is Raphael Balchez, which he's in the new, complete Chopin edition of playing the Preludes, okay? But they took out Argerich, where it's like, I like Argerich playing the Preludes, okay? And a lot of stuff, to be honest, I don't like all Argerich stuff. Like, I don't like her scherzo necessarily. I don't really like her Polonaise. Now, some people, obviously, your tastes are differently, but for me personally, I like her on the Preludes. I like how she plays the Preludes. She plays those like a freaking boss, okay? To the sound that I dislike, right? But, like, I like Pollini in the Polonaises. I like him in the Etudes. You know what I mean? And I like him in the Barcarolle, which, wow, I can't believe I didn't spend that much time on the Barcarolle. Like, you have to hear this piece, right? It's just like, when I first heard that piece, I was like, dude, that's like that piece is so legit. And it's like Opus 60, like, he was already almost dead, you know what I mean? Like, when did he, like, we could probably look up real quick, when did he write that? Oh my gosh, I gotta be careful with this. No! Sorry, didn't mean to yell in the mic. It's still good though, but like, this thing kind of like slipped out, so. And I'm just freaking out, I'm on a video, so it was cracked, but I'm going to keep this CD over here safe because this absolutely has to stay pristine. Like, honestly, I don't really care too much about the other stuff. Like it's plastic, the CD is what counts. Okay, let's see what it says. And by the way, here's what Pollini. There's Pollini, there's Zimmerman, Pollini, Zimmerman, Chopin. See, like, I bet you haven't even seen, like, some of these pictures you haven't seen on the internet, for sure. The Barcarolle. Ethereal, you know what I'm saying? Wow, okay, he's talking about Etudes. Okay, Barcarolle. Oh, so they're talking about, in all these three, in this sentence, in this whole page, like, this is all the Barcarolle, and, they're talking about all that stuff. I don't know if I'm going to read it to you right now, but definitely the four. Major theme, yeah, dude, like, the third ballade. Okay, he's talking about the ballades. So he's kind of talking about all of them. So, it's not as in detail as I was hoping. Okay, like Pollini. His victory, okay, Pollini won the 1960 Warsaw Chopin competition. Yeah, Warsaw, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. Zimmerman won the Warsaw competition in 1975. Okay, 15 years later. Let's see. There's another guy in here, Antal Rogotsky. Okay. He probably won, for sure he won all kinds of stuff. I'm actually not sure what he plays in this. What is he playing? He plays some of the, see, now he plays like a lot of the off pieces, to be honest. Like, he plays a lot of all the posthumous Polonaises, posthumous 71, and a bunch of them that aren't even named. They have the KK number. Album Leaf, Cantiva, Fugue, Largo. So, like, he's on there to get his name out there, you know what I mean? He could probably play his other pieces awesomely, but, he's not on here. But that Barcarolle, I'm telling you, that's, like, an excellent, excellent piece. Okay, now back to this one. No, I was already on this one. Well, this is, okay, we got, right, this is a Heroic Polonaise on here. And Andante Spinato, that Polonaise is awesome. So I can't even remember what number that is. Polonaise, like, he did not write that many pieces after that Barcarolle. That was my original point, right? That's CD5, so this is actually out of order a little bit. So this is CD3 now, the mazurkas. Now, the mazurkas are a classic for his time because that was the music of his day. That was the Polish music, and he just created themes of it. My favorite mazurka is, I'll tell you right here. Let's see, because I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. I know it's in C-sharp minor, but it's actually not telling me the key. shoot, I'm not sure now. It's the one that Arthur Rubinstein plays a lot. Wow, I cannot remember the number. Dun 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 dun. It might be 41. I'm not sure though. But that's awesome, Berserker. Dun 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 dun. So, see, like this Mazurka, okay, Rubinstein played it, and all these other big names played it, and I didn't like their version. I mean, I found one that was like, okay, it was okay, and I think it was one of the Rubinstein versions, because Rubinstein has like several versions of it, but like the guy in here plays it like a beast, and his name is Jean-Marc Louisada, or Jean, you know, Jean, you know, Marc, M-A-R, he might be French, you know, but that guy knows how to play the mazurkas. So this is not like, and you just have to like trust me on it, because it's kind of like, it's just like, it's music, you know, it's like art, you know, he might like this more, he might not like this more, you know. We have the Nocturnes. Now I'm curious to play who plays this, because I actually don't know. See, because, wow. Because now my favorite Nocturne is right here. Opus 15, number 2. That has to be it. It's a see, it's not showing, but it's a Nocturne in F sharp major. Actually, maybe it's a Nocturne in F sharp major. That one is a beautiful piece. Here's Daniel Barney-Boehm. I think he is popular. I just don't know. But now I know who's actually playing those pieces, and he definitely does deserve recognition. Let's see. I'm gonna just look this up real quick. Okay. Opus 62. Let's see. Opus 15. Okay, I was right. It's Opus 15, number 2. Nocturne in F sharp major, Larghetto. It's a 4-minute piece, 3 minutes 54 seconds. That piece is amazing. Okay. I mean, especially if you like Clair de Lune, like that's a real popular song. Clair de Lune's real nice. This one kind of similar, but I mean it's not similar, you know what I mean? Like it's its own art piece, but if you like that piece, you'll probably like this piece. Okay. Daniel Barney-Boehm. 1981. Oh, see, like it shows like the recording, you know what I mean? Like, let's see, you recorded in 1981. So obviously this CD had to come. This CD might have come out in like the 90s, actually. Now I think about it, like 94 or something like that. Okay, let's see what else we got. Sonatas and variations. Now the sonatas, okay, we got Pollini on the piano. Okay, so you already know it's going to be something good. We got Pollini on the piano. Okay. Okay, piano sonata number 1, which I'm not too much a fan of. Maybe you'll love it though, right? Lilia Silberstein. Okay. And then we got Pollini on sonata number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is my favorite, right, of the sonatas. Number 3, I don't even know what it sounds like. But I just really like number 2. I didn't really like number 1 and 3. See, but you might have a different experience, right? That's the whole thing of art. You know, it's like you're walking in, like you might see that beautiful or that more, whatever, more appealing to you, right? That's life, you know? And then they go into, you know, some variations, Allegro, but Tarantella, you know, Souvenir de Paganini. I actually don't know what that is. That might be pretty cool, you know. Paganini was awesome. So like some off the cuff kind of, you know, not so popular stuff, you know, that you might be like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know. Oh wow, is that the original Funeral March? Written by Chopin, the original Funeral March. I wish I could show you the pages at the same time. Dun 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 dun. Yep, that is. So this is actually part of Sonata number 2, which I'm sure you heard that, right? That little tune I just did. Dun 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 dun. Sometimes I forget, like I'm in front of a piano right here. It's like, dude, I could have showed you what it sounded like. I was trying to skip ahead and I totally messed up. I just want to play a little bit of it, then it gets real soft. Right, and obviously, I'm not a professional, but I kind of wish I was. Preludes, scherzos, impromptus, rondos, Martha Argerich, Maurizio Pollini. Now, this is what I was talking to you about. The preludes, how I like Argerich on these. Okay? So, it starts off real strong, and the first prelude is like, it sounds like that. Oh, horrible. Guess that doesn't do justice at all to it, at all. I mean, you're talking to someone that like kind of like learned the piece a little bit to someone that like is a master of the piano, getting paid and making a living. You know, traveling all the world doing concerts. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Argerich, did she win competitions? Let's find out. You don't need Google. Google will probably find the answer faster. Let's see. Can I find what Argerich? There's Argerich right there. Guarantee she's on the piano right there. We got Pollini again. Okay. Thanks for spending the time with me. You know, I really appreciate you. I have someone to share my excitement about Chopin with, you know. Oh, I'm seeing something about competition Chopin. Like, okay, but it's in, I gotta find the English version now. The scherzo. Wow, the scherzo's on this. Gotta see. I think it's Pollini that plays the scherzo. And they call it scherzi in the other languages. Scherzo in German. Okay, come on. Okay, we're getting there. Should have started in the beginning, right? See, I'm flipping through the book, and I keep forgetting that you can't see every little thing I'm trying to show. Okay, well, who's this guy? He's in this, so he is. His name is Stanislav Bunin. That's a serious guy right there. That guy is probably a beast. I'm curious to see what does he play on this one. He plays. Okay, he plays an impromptu. You know the fantasy, which is. Right, you've heard that song, right? That's totally screwed up, but maybe you get the idea. The scheme is compromised on all keys. Okay, that's the preludes we're talking about. Yeah, the preludes. Okay, why are you not showing me about Argerich? What the heck? Did they show me in another book about her? Is that why? No, I'm just not in the right spot. Okay, scherzos. Okay, we go. Scherzos, which are freaking scherzos, C-sharp minor, of course. Right. Number 2's all right. 4 and 1, I'm not really a fan of, but that doesn't mean they're not boss. You know what I mean? I just want to keep saying that. Just because I'm not a fan of something doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Just because you're not a fan, you might not even like Chopin. You're just like, who is this Chopin guy? And you're watching this video somehow. Right. Martha Argerich was born in Buenos Aires. Is that Chile? Buenos Aires in 1941 and studied piano there and in Europe under Friedrich Gulda, Madeleine Lepida, and Nikita Magaloff, and Stefan Akansi, who's actually in this book. Interesting. Her international career began at 16 when she won both the Bolzoni and Geneva competitions. She interrupted it 3 years later, but returned to the concertos in 1965 after winning the International Chopin competition in Warsaw. Okay. Although she is deeply involved in chamber music, Martha Argerich is generally regarded as outstanding female virtuoso pianist over time. She plays a lot of great pieces. She knows all the lists. Okay. I'm more of a fan of solo piano, right? Not necessarily orchestra too much. That's probably why Rhapsody on Theme Paganini. I mean, there's definitely a lot of good stuff out there. But that's interesting. Okay. We got Pollini. He was born in Milan in 1942. Milan, right? 1942, and studied the piano with Carlo Lonati at the Milan Conservatory, and he also studied composition and conducting. Okay. His victory in 1960 Warsaw Chopin competition marked the start of his brilliant international career that soon took him all over Europe as well as the United States and Far East. At the same time, he became a regular visitor to all major festivals, including Lucerne and Salzburg. Recently, Pollini has enjoyed particular acclaim for his large-scale concert series in Europe and the United States. His Chopin recordings are among the classics of the Dutch Gramophone, the Deutsche Grammophon catalog, which is exactly what we have here, right? His Chopin recording are among the classics, right? They're telling you, man, this is, I mean, there's just so many words I have to tell you. Now, let's look at Stanislav Bunin. Okay, he was born into a musical family in Moscow, so he's Russian, okay? 1966, and studied there. I think Moscow is Russian, right? Yeah, Moscow. And studied there, from 1973 to 1984 under Elena Richter at the Tchaikovsky Conservatory. Now, is that Richter like Elena Richter, like the wife of Richter? I don't know. But she's probably something to teach this guy. His awards include first prize at the International Margrethe Long-Jacques Tuba competition in Paris, and in 1983 at the Warsaw Chopin competition 2 years later. If you want to be famous pianist, you got to win the Chopin competition, period, right? That's only like every 5 years. But at this time, they have it in 1983, so they might have had it like every 3 years or 2 years. Like, it was changed, but I think now it's every 5 years. And at the Warsaw competition 2 years later, and I wish I just would have won, the year 2010 would have been Chopin's 200-year anniversary of his birth. If I could have went to Chopin in that day to watch that competition, I would have been all head over heels. In 1983, at the Warsaw competition 2 years later, and in 1987, he made his German debut in the Munich Piano Summer, and at the since time, he's appeared regularly in Europe, America, and Japan. I mean, people from Japan, but Japan wants this guy, okay? Some great history lesson. All right. Can you find that on Google? Yeah, I mean, you can, but, I mean, it's nice to have this at your disposal right in front of you. I put that in backwards. So, Scherzo in C-sharp minor is my favorite scherzo. It's one of my favorite pieces. It got me really interested in playing the piano again. Pollini plays all four in this one. Okay. Mikhail Pletnev. Now, Pletnev, that name sounds familiar. I'm not sure if he's actually one that changed the Nutcrackers. He's the one that created the Nutcracker for piano. If he is, then he's definitely a boss. He's only playing the rondo in here, which, you know, I'm not a fan of it. But I'm going to listen to all this stuff again, give it all a chance, you know, start it from a clean slate, go through the whole album. Waltzes, okay, very famous waltzes, some chamber music, okay. The Grand Waltz Brillante, of course you heard of that. Excuse me, I knew that was coming. Okay, and we got, that Jean-Marc Ludisa, he's playing a lot of posthumous waltzes. I mean, the waltzes, they're all good. Okay, we got Martha Argerich on the Polonaise Brillante. Okay. Introduction and Polonaise Brillante. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's the first one. So I'm not sure. See, but now it's good that I have this, so I can actually go through this. Yeah, no, not too much to say on this CD for now. Okay. Plus, this video is already 35 freaking minutes. Wow. Okay. Now we got songs, lead ear, melodies. Okay. One CD. This is the first one CD in this whole thing. Everything else is two, right? Because Chopin did everything great this. So these are actual songs. I think they actually have singing to them. I don't know if the singing's actually on here. I'm not sure if they actually are singing. Nope, they have a soprano. Maybe that's her on the front. Elizabeth, but it's not really Elizabeth. Because I'm not sure if that's Russian or if it could be Polish. ELZ, it's probably is Polish, right? I mean, it would make sense that a Polish lady would be singing Polish songs, right? Elżbieta Semityka. There, you can pause the video if you want. Or you just look at, I mean, this album was not easy to find. You know what I mean? This was not easy to find. I had to like search through Amazon. There might have only been like 2 copies left at like the $60 range. I was you gotta pay like like the next one is like $300 at least. Then after that it jumps like 400, 500, 600, goes up by hundreds. Okay. So yeah, I mean, yeah, these are definitely songs. So she's like freaking opera pro. Okay. So I want to thank you for staying tuned and bearing with me. I know this ain't like this ain't a Hollywood video, you know what I mean? I'd love to give you that high quality stuff, but I can only give you my heart, what's in me, you know. I mean, here's a summary of it. Do I recommend this whole CD set? Absolutely, hands down. I mean, even if you're buying the brand new $700 ones, you know what I mean. Think about it. You go to a concert, you pay how much money? I mean, like maybe you gotta fly there first off. So you don't have to fly there, you gotta drive there. I mean, it takes time, you know what I mean? You might spend a couple $100, and then you're spending a couple $100 on food. I mean, $700 is really not that much money if you think about, like, see the thing is, what you're not getting though, I mean, relative to like, you know, an actual going to concert, right, you're not getting the live experience. You're not getting to be able to interact with the people, right? But, I mean, so obviously there's a different type of, there's definitely a price to that. But I'm saying if you look at it like that, it's like, plus, I mean, you're talking 1830 this guy was living, you know, 1810 to 1849, right, Chopin. So, wow, I wish I was more careful. But, I mean, so, in other words, I'm done talking, I guess, right? We're pretty much going to close up this video soon. I'm going to get started on some of the stuff, and I'm going to be packing. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody, you know. Just want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the year and a good Christmas coming up, okay? Or whatever it is. You don't celebrate none of that stuff, it doesn't matter. I want you to have a good time, period. Right? Because you deserve it, and you deserve to be great. You deserve to have a good life. And whether you spend a few minutes with me talking music, I appreciate you, right? And so I think I will just close out this video. Thank you so much. And definitely, you know, buy the CD once again. It's got to have this Dutch, right? And like I said, I think this is, you know, this came out in, maybe the time is on here, 1999. So this one's saying 1999. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just know that this version is the best that I've seen for Chopin. Right. I mean, there's another one where one lady, Ilya something, plays, like it's one person plays every Chopin piece. I mean, it's a decent CD. She plays it right, but to me, I don't feel it the same with this. You know what I mean? I mean, this one got, you know, different artists that were good at that spot. You know, like I said, like I like how Argerich plays the Prelude, but I don't like how the other ones play the Preludes. You know what I mean? Because I've looked up some of them. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Scott Warner, Melodic Insights, right? And like, I don't know if I ever showed you this, or actually I didn't come out with the video, but yeah. I mean, I created this thing for you to learn all the triads real easily, so some practice and stuff. So I'm creating some sheet music, so if you have any piano questions, feel free to let me know. And I mean, don't feel like, oh, who's this guy? You don't know nothing. I mean, I've been studying since I was 7 years old. You know what I mean? I may not be like a super pro, but I have a lot of head knowledge, right? So it's like, it's kind of like the guy, like, maybe my fingers aren't as perfect or whatever, but like, I've learned a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, especially if you're just learning the piano, I know I can teach you something for sure. Anyway, Scott Warner out. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day.